I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
This is a beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet. 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
Floyd Money Mayweather built a legacy as the symbol of boxing dominance and extreme wealth. But recent developments are casting shadows over that image. Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith has raised concerns about the strength of Mayweather's financial empire. Could the undefeated legend now be facing a challenge unlike any in the ring financial collapse? Let's dive into the $42 million controversy that's rocking the boxing community.
The $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
And you don't drive them?
No.
For years, Floyd Mayweather has built his image around being the top-earning athlete in the world, regularly flaunting 9-figure paydays whenever his name makes waves in the media.
Yes, she did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
But now, a prominent voice in combat sports is challenging the entire narrative. Former UFC title challenger and analyst Chael Sonnen has labeled it one of the biggest illusions in sports promotion, hinting that Mayweather's famous 9-figure fight earnings might have been more show than substance.
Coined this phrase, fake news.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? What does that even mean? You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. People were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
So even though Mayweather was constantly showing off luxury watches, private jets, and supposed bank receipts, Chael Sonnen claims there was never any solid financial evidence to back it all up. No network confirmation, no independent validation, just flashy headlines and clever branding.
Whoever puts that press release and sends it out never has a company that's publicly traded had an executive back those numbers. They're all lies.
And that leads to a harsh question. Was Floyd Mayweather's fortune built on real earnings or just a mix of hype, ego, and clever publicity? Chael Sonnen isn't the only one raising eyebrows. Financial lawsuits, unpaid debts for high-end jewelry, and a crypto fraud case continue to cast a shadow over his brand. For years, Mayweather represented untouchable wealth in boxing, a man who made luxury his trademark and turned the name money into a lifestyle. But behind the scenes of private jets and extravagant shopping trips, the facade is starting to crumble, and it's happening faster than most expected. Some insiders say Mayweather might actually be broke, though no one's officially confirmed it. Still, even his former rival Oscar de la Hoya, who's usually been respectful in recent years, couldn't help but acknowledge the unfolding situation.
But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
As someone deeply involved in both the business and promotional aspects of boxing, de la Hoya's comments weren't simply critical. They seemed more like a financial warning sign. The rumors about lawsuits, assets, and an ongoing series of exhibition matches pointed to the fact that Mayweather's so-called billion-dollar empire may not be as stable as the public once thought. And for De La Hoya, who was once an adversary in the ring, to now express concern rather than rivalry speaks volumes louder than any bank balance. However, the irony lies in the fact that Mayweather didn't remain silent either. While De La Hoya tries to present a sympathetic image, Floyd made sure to remind everyone of the real business dynamics between them. When it comes to finances and loyalty, Mayweather has frequently suggested that De La Hoya wasn't exactly the most transparent figure when it came to business dealings behind the scenes.
We helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in a sport of boxing.
For a man who built his name on showcasing his wealth, this situation goes beyond just Canelo or past business dealings. Mayweather is subtly pointing to a history of concealed agreements, undisclosed payments, and financial maneuvers behind-the-scenes financial practices that are now coming to light through lawsuits, unpaid debts, and discrete asset sales. And it's not just financial analysts and retired champions raising concerns about Mayweather's empire. Even fighters from his own era, along with past opponents, are starting to expose the reality of the situation. Logan Paul, who once faced Mayweather in the ring, is still seeking a payday he claims mysteriously disappeared after their fight. His frustration is clear, and he hasn't held back from voicing it.
No, I got paid. I got paid. Just not in full. Like a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no jet. Fuck, dude. I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The art is happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last of your change.
A legal battle, missing millions, and another chink in the armor of the Mayweather brand. What began as a boxing exhibition has now turned into a financial pursuit. And Logan isn't the only one suggesting that the figures behind Floyd's fortune may not be as solid as they seem. When even fighters have to pursue their payments through legal channels, it raises a pressing question. Is Mayweather's financial empire already on the brink?
Tell us now. Five. All right, behind you.
Even as Logan Paul pressed on with his lawsuit, alleging that Mayweather hadn't paid him the full amount from their fight, Floyd didn't remain quiet. Instead, he reacted in true Mayweather style, shifting the blame onto the business side of things and dismissing the entire controversy as if it were nothing more than spare change.
Right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table's turned. You know, look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the table's turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Mayweather's nonchalant dismissal of the lawsuit presented it as nothing more than a typical business matter, but the timing suggested otherwise. With unpaid fighters, jewelers filing legal claims, and rumors of asset sales, Floyd's financial empire seems to be under pressure from all sides. No matter how many calculated moves he makes, the growing list of people still waiting to be compensated is hard to overlook. Logan's breakdown exposes a business approach that most fans never get to see. For years, Mayweather didn't just earn money in the ring, he was also orchestrating the finances surrounding it. From buying up entire sections of tickets before they went public and flipping them for significant profit, Floyd's business savvy went well beyond the action inside the ring.
He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's why, in part, he makes so much money, because whereas a normal promotional company will take 30%, he is that. And so oftentimes for his fights,
before the tickets can go on sale to the public, or like right as they go on sale, he'll buy a whole wing, a whole section, and then he'll sell them at a higher price, marked up, so he can make, you know,
like all the floors. He takes all of them.
All of them, 3, 4, 5x, and it's part of his business.
Logan himself even acknowledged that the strategy wasn't illegal or out of the ordinary for someone managing their own fight promotions. It was simply business. However, according to him, the real issue wasn't the ticket flipping itself, it was the investors being kept in the dark and the millions of dollars that seemed to disappear once the tickets were sold.
Particular lawsuit, he had an investor pay $1.4 million in total for this section, and the investor was promised that the seats would sell at I think a 7 to 8x multiple, and you know, he expected a return on his investment, and sure enough, he didn't get his initial investment back. He's strung along. He gets like 100K here and there, strung along, not getting paid. Now his investment allegedly is being rolled into Floyd's alleged fight with Manny Pacquiao. And so the investors being strung along on this thing. And eventually, like us, it's like, yo, we're simply not getting paid in full. Like, we've been fucking dragged along for way too long now, and this guy finally filed a lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather. So that's the one that's actually active and pending, and then here we are.
What began as a savvy business move gradually turned into accusations of broken promises, unpaid returns, and now legal disputes. Logan's statements highlight a recurring issue that's becoming impossible to overlook: a growing list of fighters, investors, and partners still waiting for Mayweather to pay up. While Mayweather's public persona remains centered around private jets and lavish shopping sprees, the flaws in his financial empire have started to emerge. And this time, the complaints aren't coming from reporters or disgruntled former promoters, they're coming from those who stepped into the ring with him. Logan Paul, who participated in one of the most viewed exhibition matches of the decade against Mayweather, revealed that the real struggle didn't end when the fight did. It began after the cameras were turned off. According to Logan, the paycheck that was promised has yet to materialize.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
Short a few mil, yeah.
Wow. Still a few mil.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this for the court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a...
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, we're taking it to the court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
As soon as Logan's comments spread online, the illusion of Mayweather's invincible wealth started to crack even more. This wasn't just a disgruntled promoter or a past rival making behind-the-scenes whispers. This was a man who had shared the same ring, shaken the same hands, and signed the same contracts. Floyd Mayweather, always confident and unapologetically flaunting his extravagant lifestyle, continues to make it clear that regardless of how the public views him, his success is undeniable. His words serve as a reminder of the fortune he's amassed and the empire he's created through a combination of hard work and sharp business strategy.
It takes care of everything when everything is okay. I still got my private jets. Let me put an S on that because I got 3 of them. Still got my private jets. I still have all my beautiful homes, still have all my properties everywhere, and still making millions every month.
These statements go beyond mere boasting. They're a reflection of the fact that, despite the challenges both in and out of the ring, Mayweather has remained a powerful financial figure. His lifestyle continues to be the envy of many, not just in the sports world, but beyond it. While Floyd Mayweather continues to flourish financially and dominate the boxing scene, not everyone agrees with some of his recent decisions. Critics, like Stephen A. Smith, have voiced their concerns over his choice to take on exhibition bouts against non-boxers, particularly the highly publicized Logan Paul match. In Smith's view, Floyd is jeopardizing his legendary status by stepping into the ring with individuals who don't belong there, thus devaluing his career. For Smith, Mayweather's actions seem like an attempt to chase money at the expense of his legacy.
When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
While Smith recognizes Floyd's unparalleled ability to generate wealth, he takes issue with the notion of giving attention to matches that don't display true boxing skill. From Smith's perspective, these exhibition bouts with individuals like Logan Paul, who lack genuine boxing experience, tarnish Mayweather's legacy and diminish the sport's integrity. Stephen A. argues that Floyd has nothing left to prove and should focus on maintaining his legendary status rather than participating in headline-grabbing fights that don't enhance his legacy in the ring. They say the higher you rise, the harder you fall, and for Floyd Mayweather, that fall might have already taken place behind the scenes. The man who once flaunted his millions on camera, throwing cash around like confetti, now faces a different reality. Now, he finds himself surrounded by lawsuits, unpaid debts, and rumors of a financial empire crumbling from within. For years, Mayweather persuaded the world that he was untouchable, the pay-per-view king, the master of luxury, the man who transformed boxing into a billion-dollar industry. But what if the money was never truly there? What if the private jets, the diamond chains, and the flashy bank statements were merely props in the biggest financial illusion the fight world has ever seen?
Man, and it's crazy, but it's happening. Yeah, 50 Cent is pretty much exposing the fact that Floyd Mayweather is having issues, but it was not 50 that started it. It was actually Business Insider.
They got Floyd here. It says Floyd Mayweather is stepping into Manhattan's multi-family ring in a big way. The retired boxer has gone into a contract to pay $420 million for a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio with more than 60 buildings, according to sources familiar to the deal. Josh Gotti of Black Spruce Management is the seller, and Black Spruce Magazine declined comment. It says also here that the investor partnered with Maynard Orchard on a $1.8 billion deal for 1,766 units spanning 6 rental buildings and in acquisition of the American Cooper Building, twin luxury towers in Murray Hills with the view of the East River.
The $42 million scam isn't just a headline, it's a red flag. Beneath the designer suits and carefully curated Instagram posts, the reality of Floyd's so-called fortune is beginning to come to light. And this time, no amount of public relations can shield the money brand from facing financial ruin. And if you think the $42 million scandal was the end of the story, think again. The deeper this situation goes, the more unsettling the truth becomes for Floyd Mayweather. Behind the Instagram filters and private jet photo shoots, the real Floyd might be nothing more than a victim of his own ego, a man so focused on appearing wealthy that he forgot to actually stay wealthy. When Stephen A. Smith starts publicly questioning your financial situation on national TV, it's no longer just critics talking. It's a clear indication that things are tightening around you. Floyd Mayweather didn't just sell fights, he sold the illusion of untouchable wealth. But once you strip away the flashy watches and staged bank slips, all that remains is a man running out of time, out of luck, and by the looks of these lawsuits, out of money. The $42 million scandal wasn't just a poor business decision, it could be the final blow to the Money Mayweather myth. What do you think? Is Mayweather's financial empire finally crumbling? Or has he been playing the world this whole time? Share your thoughts in the comments.